Let's see, Bonnie Blue Flag, like we've always had. Battle Cry Freedom. I've seen that. I've seen Bonnie Blue Flag and Battle Cry Freedom. And when we get to Dixie, do it strictly as an instrumental.
Hey, you know that since nobody's in here, is the YouTube on?
Pardon me?
Is the YouTube on, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind, I'll wait.
Marching through Georgia, I know I often sing that, but I just do it as an instrumental this time.
I'm doing most of them 3 times through.
Yeah. And of course, Lorena is a and Weeping, Sad, and Lonely.
You want to go through 40 years? Are you familiar with that? You're pretty familiar with that.
I studied it on YouTube, you know,
I
kind
know
of playing along with
a
people.
lot of people get.
Are you going to do part B twice? Or you do? I mean, what do you usually do?
2 and 2.
Okay, yeah, that's the way I was practicing with other people. To do a show. Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's kind of an interesting fact, but when I was going to say that song, I was going to tell you where, so some of us that would be important to us to meet up. It's in a, I mean, it's in a public place, but I know that you're not going to tell because it falls through. It'd be free, though.
Not a paid gig.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Roger, I don't know what you're welcome to do as little or as much as you want to in Pat Murphy.
Okay, I'm cutting it up. I'm flying
Said to his mother, it looks strange to see brothers fighting in such a queer manner. But I'll fight till I die if I never get killed for America's bright starry banner. Far away in the west rode a dashing young blade, and the song he was singing so gaily, 'twas honest Pat Murphy of the Irish Brigade, and the song of the splintered shillelagh. No, not necessarily.
I'll just let you do that.
So I guess there'll be a lot of just sort of winging it. Just look at Tim and see what he's obviously going to do the chorus now. Okay. In other words, just go with it. Go with the flow.
We just won't ask for any money.
Now, some people don't put the chorus like Home Sweet Home, but I'll do Home, Home, Sweet, Sweet Home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Mid pleasures and palaces, though we may roam, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. A charm from the sky seems to hallow us there, which seeks through the world is ne'er met with elsewhere. Home, home, sweet, sweet home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. That sort of thing.
And will there be a fiddle break in there or not?
If you want.
Okay. Less is more in my opinion.
Here it is.
All right.
Hello,
Check, 1, 2. Bob King, let me know that you're, just let me know what you need, and I will, I'll be at the back as soon as we go, live on the program.
Will I be playing some on Marina? How much will I be playing?
Just one phrase. Just that much, and let me catch my breath.
We have 2 minutes, so.
2 minutes.
Loads of time in radio, that's like a eternity, but in the real world, not so much. You okay?
Yeah. Is this the Laurel Hill String Band right here?
Yes.
I told Roger what to tell you. I don't know what
That was after I told him that we had been called the Laurel Hill String Band.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's what I put the former host, the 7-time host, and the,
And the president.
I don't even know if I put that, I just said, I'm gonna be here.
And I told Roger we would go as the last 2 surviving veterans of the Civil War. That would be the band title.
See, I just made it up on the fly. None of that was AI generated. I never put that thing, I was like, what happens if you do that? I'm not so sure.
I'm sure we'll go through all that in our little attempts at witticisms today.
Yes.
How's everybody doing today? Have any first-time guests? Any first-time guests on the merry-go-round to be here for the merry-go-round? Have you ever been to the Earl Theater before in your life? People right here, yes, okay, and how about y'all? Yes, and Martha, she's here every week, Sam's here every week, Willie Sue's here sometimes when we can get her to come here, she's got so much to do. Jason's here. Okay, stand by. And a good Saturday morning to all you folks listening in over the airwaves of WPAQ. We are so excited to be with you for another edition of the Saturday Morning Merry-Go-Round. A couple things right out of the way that we need to tell everybody, that we're, for the 3rd week in a row, almost, people had to hear my voice singing as well as doing the announcing. So if you tuned in and you were looking for Levi Head and Mountain Road Bluegrass, they couldn't make it today. I think that's who we had scheduled. I should know this after having to reschedule people 3 weeks in a row. But anyways, I'm so excited to be back for the merry-go-round. I know everybody is looking forward to some great music and time to think about other things and however you need to relax and such. So I'm Jeannie Lowry here for another edition of the Saturday Morning Merry-Go-Round. Also, I'd like to say thanks to Bob King. And we're got a little bit of technical difficulties, not on his end and not on ours. It's more on my end because I'm here by myself today. But anyway, so give him time to adjust everything and me as well. And right now, I'm so excited to welcome back former merry-go-round host Tim Chadwick, who has not been here in quite a while, and also sometimes occasional host of the merry-go-round. He was here today to help me get everything set up. That's Roger Stamper. And they are going to be performing today for part 1 of today's merry-go-round program as the Laurel Hill String Band. Let's make them welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jenny. And we chose that name several years ago because we often play music out of Laurel Hill, Jeb Stewart's birthplace. As a matter of fact, we will this year. We'll be playing out there October 4th, and we'll talk just a little bit more about that as the minutes go on this morning. We're going to start with a couple of fiddle tunes. Fiddle has been around forever, and you know, this is going to be a program of Civil War era music. Well, until the Civil War, there was no Civil War music because what are you going to do? The war hadn't even happened yet, so people hadn't had a chance to write songs on that topic and so on. So when the war began, they were just doing music like they'd always done. With that in mind, let's do a couple of my favorite fiddle tunes. Roger, you're going to begin with Soldier's Joy, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Well, you have to figure out, if you're gonna do period songs, you have to figure out, or try to figure out, were they really of the period? Do the tunes and songs go back as far enough to be, authentic, if we're gonna do a program of Civil War era music? But there were diaries, quite a few diaries of soldiers. The soldiers, some of them kept them, and the diaries survived. You can actually go to libraries and read them. And so a tune is of the period when the diary says, Sam played his fiddle last night, and he played Gray Eagle, or Billy in the Lowground, or Forked Deer, or whatever the case may be. So one of those that we know is that old is one of my favorite, probably my favorite fiddle tune, what we're about to play right now, Billy in the Lowground. Thank you. Thank you very much. Switching of instruments. When in the Civil War, the pre-Civil War period, well, first of all, we have to remind ourselves there was no internet, no television, no electricity, no radios, no phonograph records, none of that stuff. So whenever you heard music, it was because you were making it yourself or you were listening to someone else make it, in other words, live. But sometimes, even in the little towns, shows, professional people would come along and put on shows. The minstrel shows were prevalent, and they would go around to various towns. And this next song we're going to do, they would adapt it. Like, for instance, the name of this song is Buffalo Gals. But if they were playing in Mount Airy, they may say, Mount Airy Gals, won't you come out tonight? Change it to whatever town they were in. But anyway, we're going to do Buffalo Gals, and hope you enjoy it. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight, come out tonight, come out tonight. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon. As I was walking down the street, a pretty little gal I chanced to meet, oh, she was fair to see. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight, come out tonight, come out tonight. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon. I stopped her and we had a talk, had a talk, had a talk. Her feet took up the whole sidewalk and she left no room for me. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, come out tonight. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon? I asked her if she'd have a dance, have a dance, have a dance. Thought that I might have a chance to shake a foot with her. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, come out tonight. Oh, Mount Airy gals, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon? Thank you. Jenny, should we continue or just pause right here?
Go ahead and play another one.
All right, we'll go ahead. Go right on. All right, very good. Let me see.
Gosh, Tim, you know, I sure wish you would play the Glendy Bird.
The Glendy Bird, that's a great idea. Let's do that one. Matter of fact, the Glendy Bird, yeah, we talk about what's a period song and what isn't. The entire repertoire Stephen Foster wrote, and he was prolific. That entire thing is okay because he died in 1864, so you know that anything he wrote is either during or pre-Civil War. I like to do this song because it's although I love things like My Old Kentucky Home and Oh Susanna, but they're so well known, I like to occasionally go with something a little less well known. This is one of my favorite Stephen Foster tunes. It's called The Glendy Burke, and it's about a steamboat. Glendy Burke is a mighty fast boat with a mighty fast captain too. He sits up there on the hurricane roof and he keeps his eye on the crew. I can't stay here for they work too hard. I'm bound to leave this town. I'll take my duds and tote them on my back when the Glendy Burke comes down. Oh, for Louisiana, I'm bound to leave this town. I'll take my duds and tote them on my back when the Glendy Burke comes down. The Glendy Burke has a funny old crew and they sing the boatman's song. They burn the pitch and the pine knot too for to shove the boat along. The smoke goes up and the engine roars and the wheel goes round and round. So fare you well, I'll take a little ride when the Glendy Burke comes down. Oh, for Louisiana, I'm bound to leave this town. I'll take my duds and tote them on my back when the Glendy Burke comes down. My lady love, she's pretty as a pink. I'll meet her on the way. I'll take her back to the sunny old South, and there I'll make her stay. So don't you fret, my honey dear, don't you fret, Miss Brown. I'll take you back for the middle of the week when the Glendy Burke comes down. Oh, for Louisiana, I'm bound to leave this town. I'll take my duds and tote them on my back when the Glendy Burke comes down.
All right, I'll tell you what, Tim, you are such a talented person, and I'm so excited that we're all three here together on the merry-go-round. But since we are on the radio, we have to have some advertisements to keep our bills paid. So we'll go ahead and send things back to you, Bob King. Let me take a look here and open up our merry-go-round folder for the first time today to see what all we have to do. We need to hear from Price Power Equipment a little bit later today, but right now there's some exciting things that we want to tell you about, and also we want to tell you thank you to John Reese for his wonderful program today. Always enjoy that. Right now we'll send things back to you, Bob King. We can do a little promo for the Walk to End Alzheimer's, and then maybe also a little bit of community news, and we'll be back with more music from the Laurel Hill String Band right after this.
much as I do it. If it's okay with you, can we play till 11:30 now? 15 minutes, okay, that way I will be in the back.
Play till 11:30. Just whatever number of songs that is.
Yes.
We are not on the air, but we do have live mics, so let me turn off my light.
But the show is going out over the air. Oh, okay.
Yes. Praise the Lord. We got everything going.
And it's on YouTube.
Cool.
And on YouTube.
And on YouTube. Hello, YouTube.
I have a face for radio, but not for YouTube, so that could be a bad
My
thing.
makeup on, so that people are probably commenting about that.
Thank you so much, Bob King, and once again, I'll mention that event going on, at White Plains, and they do have even eye exams, basic eye exams going on there today. So we have information about that, I believe, on our Facebook page, but you can search that about the, free healthcare clinic that's going on locally. I want to ask you, Roger, was that what Mark Handy was here for?
No, he had to get the oil changed in his truck.
Okay, well, I just wondered. So there is one question answered. And you know why Tim is such a historical buff, history buff, however you're supposed to say it, I don't know. I just was told by your lovely wife that y'all met at a reenactment.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We both used to do that.
Wow.
In another lifetime.
46 years ago. Let's give anyone that is married for 46 years that's still at the same location today a big hand. So,
I'm really into history, Jeannie, and it's simply because I'm so old, I lived through most of this stuff. So, you know, we were gonna, I said to Roger, let's bill ourselves today as the last surviving veterans of the Civil War, the last two. But we're gonna go with our Laurel Hill name.
I like both of those names, but I like the Laurel Hill because it is such a beautiful place, and I've been there myself. So if you folks want to know more about it, you can check it out. Right now, we'll go back to more music from the Laurel Hill String Band.
Thank you. And of course, the war did begin, and people immediately started writing songs on the topic. They would write about the political situation and the battles that occurred and so on. And this song became a real rousing song for the Confederate States, and it's very well known. We enjoy doing it. It's called the Bonnie Blue Flag. And what the song goes on and on. I won't do all the verses because it lists all the Confederate states as they seceded from the Union. And so if you don't hear your favorite state called out, I'm doing the shortened version. Maybe I can get to North Carolina and there's somewhere. We are a band of brothers and native to the soil, fighting for the property we gained by honest toil. And when our rights were threatened, the cry rose near and far, hurrah for the Bonnie Blue Flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah. Hurrah for the Bonnie Blue Flag that bears a single star. As long as the Union was faithful to her trust, like friends and like brothers, kind were we and just. But now when Northern treachery attempts our rights to bar, we're hoist on high the Bonnie Blue Flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah. Hurrah for the Bonnie Blue Flag that bears a single star. gallant South Carolina nobly made the stand. Then came Alabama to take her by the hand. Next quickly Mississippi, Georgia and Florida, all hoist on high the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah, hurrah for the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Now cheer, boys, cheer, raise a joyous shout, for Arkansas and North Carolina now have both gone out. And let another rousing cheer for Tennessee be given. The single star of the bonny blue flag has grown to be 11. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah, hurrah for the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Make no mistake about it, the North was busy writing a bunch of songs too. They wrote a lot of rousing, great songs, and one of our favorites to do is this next one we're going to do. It's called The Battle Cry of Freedom. Hope you enjoy it. Oh, we'll rally around the flag, boys, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We will rally from the hillside, we'll gather from the plain, shouting the battle cry of freedom. The Union forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah! Down with the traitor and up with the star, and we'll rally around the flag, boys, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We are springing to the call of our brothers gone before, shouting the battle cry of freedom, and we'll fill the vacant ranks with 1,000,000 free men more, shouting the battle cry of freedom. The Union forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah! Down with the traitor and up with the star, and we'll rally around the flag, boys, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. Thank you all. Thank you very much. We'll do a couple of instrumentals here. We can sing them, but we won't. We'll have mercy on y'all. Just do a couple of songs as instrumentals. Hope you enjoy. We're going to do a southern one and a northern one. We're going to be 50-50 here. But we're going to do Dixie as an instrumental. This is a venerable song and a great one. Fantastic song. And Dixie, we mentioned the minstrel shows a while ago that preceded the Civil War. And Dixie is essentially a minstrel show song. So it was just, the South just sort of grabbed it and it became more or less their signature song, their theme song. But anyway, hope you enjoy our version of Dixie, which Roger Stanford does so well. numbers here, northern songs and southern songs in a more or less equal ratio. And here's one that we love doing this one for dances and square dances and so on. It even works good in that environment. And speaking of that, I guess now would be a good time to mention we'll be doing a dance out at the Jeb Stewart reenactment near Ararat, Virginia on October 4th. And we will be, using the name we're using today, the Laurel Hill String Band, will be reinforced that day by a couple of great musicians from White Top Mountain Band. They're going to reinforce us and so forth. It'll be a really exciting day. We're going to do the dance, and this year, I think it's pretty neat because a lot of times the general multitude of the spectators don't get to see the participants, the reenactors dance because it's usually held in the evening, about 7-ish or so. But this year, the idea is to do it about 4:30 in the afternoon, so there should be tons of spectators there, Roger. We'll make it even more fun. So the dance with the reenactors, you'll see them, usually dozens of them dancing and so on. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, we'll be there with a couple of members of the fantastic White Top Mountain Band. So it'll be a lot of fun. October 4th.
Emily Spencer and Debbie Brammer, in case they're wondering.
Emily and Debbie, yeah.
In case they're wondering which two.
So this song we're about to do, again, we'll do it as an instrumental, but I only advise don't sing this one in the state of Georgia. It's called Marching Through Georgia. Here we go.
I'll send this one out to my sister, Tim.
Good, good, good. I believe we are pausing right now for some commercial messages.
Yes.
We will be right back with more music from the Laurel Hill String Band.
Yeah, I think it sounds like you've been an MC before. That sounded pretty fashion.
Yes, thank you so much, Tim Chadwick, and we're going to send things back to Bob King here in just a moment. Just a couple things I wanted to mention, though. First of all, Bobby Wayne Manring, he's listening in, and he messaged me early this morning to let me know he'd be listening. Jordan Nance is listening in, and said that Jordan was really enjoying listening to the historical facts. And also, I wanted to send out, I Know the Tune is the Southern Girls Reply, and you played it as, I've forgot what it is, Bonnie Blue Flag. The tune is the Bonnie Blue Flag, if I got it right? Okay, tune of Bonnie Blue Flag, and I Know it as the Southern Girls Reply, from the Wolf Brothers. Couldn't get that out. Anyways, he was enjoying that, and Larry Dumas loves that song, so he might be listening today. Wanted to send it out to him, but I had something that I wanted to share. Hope I don't get anybody, upset about this, but I'm gonna send it back to Bob King right after this, because it's almost time for the weather. It's amazing to me, the tragedy that's gone on this week. But then when you're thinking about it, the tragedy that these songs represent to some people, but not to others. And so I think it's very important to know what's going on before you say something. And I won't say whose side or whatever, but people are people, and we all have things that we're not proud of. Everybody does. So we all have to be considerate of other people. And it just made me think that in my life, my children are very sensitive sometimes about if somebody plays Dixie. And I'll say, well, wait a minute. Did you know that before the Civil War or during the Civil War, both sides were playing it as a marching team? Doesn't necessarily represent one side or the other. You have to look at the facts. And then you'll see that what happened next was, and Tim can take over from here, but after that, or if I get it wrong, he'll correct me because I make mistakes, the northern side really grabbed a hold of a more religious song. And that really caused a big change in the turning point in the war. I don't know, Tim, is that the way that you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so something to think of. Just because you hear a song does not mean this is a song. So just saying that out there. So
A lot of context to consider.
a lot of context to consider everywhere. So I'm so happy. I feel like this has just worked out perfectly for y'all to be here today. I'm just so excited about it.
Well, thank you.
Folks, listen in for Mountain Road Bluegrass. Once again, don't forget, they'll be rescheduled another day. And also, if you've never been to the Jeb Stewart encampment, I highly recommend it. I love to go. It's very exciting. And also, we're going to give Bob King time to do the weather forecast, and then after that, give time for me to get back to the soundboard. And we'll do all that. You're listening to the Saturday Morning Merry-Go-Round here on the Voice of the Blue Ridge, WPAQ.
So, Lorena? Yeah. I'm thinking of skipping week and Saturday morning. So, moving right along. What do you think? Hard to know what to leave out. I mean, we got more material than we have time. Okay. Well, I'll just wing it, like I'm winging everything else. So let this go from, say, now till 50 after. Oh, okay. Now before we leave. And you can just let us know if that changes.
Thank you so much, Bob King. Appreciate you. And yes, it is hard to know what's going on when you've got three merry-go-round hosts standing here. So which one are you listening to? It's hard to tell. Anyways, another merry-go-round host of the past, Mr. Clyde Johnson. If you haven't been over here to the historic Earl Theater in a while, you'll see his beautiful guitar hanging on the wall, and along with his picture, and I'm so excited to be, I guess maybe the first full-time female host. I don't know. Anyways, this is part of my life, and I love it so much. I'm just so excited to be here every week. So right now, we'll go right back to more music with our special guest, the Laurel Hill String Band.
Thank you very much, Jenny. We're having a great time, and I hope we're doing something that y'all enjoy. We're gonna go to a slow tempo right now and do a well-known song that the soldiers, really on both sides, is, I guess, more associated with the Confederate soldiers, but anyway, one of their favorites, And one of their favorite subjects, you can easily guess, was the female, young females, is what they talk about a lot. That's no surprise to anyone, right? And they loved songs like this. Now, back then, they were much more open with sentimentality than we would be today. Like today, we would think, oh, well, that's corny, that's a little bit much, and you pull it back a little bit. But no, they just let it all hang out back then. They were big on sentimentality. Anyway, we'll do a little bit of this song and a little bit of another song kind of along the same lines. The years creep slowly by, Lorena. The snow is on the grass again. The sun's low down the sky, Lorena. The frost blooms where the flowers have been. But the heart throbs on as warmly now as when the summer days were nigh. Oh, the sun can never dip so low. Down affection's cloudless sky. That's a little bit of Lorena. And I'll do a song that's, here again, I don't think this song is really well known by the general public, and that's why I enjoy trying to be a little bit educational now and then. We'll do this song. It's a great song with a fabulous melody. It's a very sad song. It's called Weeping, Sad and Lonely. And Roger, if you will, imagine me a female right now, okay? You got it? Sure. That's going to be a kind of a challenge for his imagination. Well, you know, as long as we're imagining, let's say I'm young and beautiful as well. Okay? All right. Might as well go for the gusto. Sure. Okay. Dearest love, do you remember when we last did meet? How you told me that you loved me, kneeling at my feet. Oh, how proud you stood before me in your suit of blue, when you vowed to me and country ever to be true. Weeping, sad and lonely, hopes and fears how vain, when this cruel war is over, praying that we meet again. That's a little bit of Weeping, Sad and Lonely. Now that is a sad song, isn't it? All right. We're going to change direction a little bit, do something on a bit lighter note. How about that?
Okay. And I'll imagine you back to being a guy.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be easy to do, actually. Yeah.
That's right. I've got his imagination running wild.
Yes.
He's good. He's good at imagination, just like he's good with music. So it doesn't faze him. But yeah, I'm once again of the masculine sex. Okay. All right. And we're going to hope y'all enjoy this. We get a kick out of doing some comic songs once in a while. Oh, and they had plenty of them in the Civil War. They would write comic songs. They would take existing songs, use the same melody, and rewrite the lyrics to where it was funny. And they would make fun of the other side, you know, like for instance, after First Bull Run, the Federal Army had been whipped so disastrously that rebels came up with a song to the same tune as Yankee Doodle, and they had all these lyrics about how they ran away at Bull Run and so on. This next song is called the Invalid Corps. Now, there was an organization called the Veteran Reserve Corps, and it was for people who had been hurt or had maybe some congenital problem that made them not totally fit for regular infantry service or any kind of service in the actual battles. But the Invalid Corps would be used for things like guard duty and escorting prisoners and that sort of thing. Things that would otherwise take away able-bodied men would have to fill those roles, so it became very useful. But this fellow who's going to narrate this next song, he went to be examined medically, and boy, he saw some sights, and you'll hear about them. And he's perhaps ended up a little bit too happy to be considered 4F. We would call it 4F these days. He's a little bit too glad to get passed over. So now he's with the Invalid Corps. I wanted much to go to war and went to be examined. The surgeon looked me over and over, my back and chest he hammered. Said he, you're not the man for me, your lungs are much affected. And likewise both your eyes are cocked and otherwise defective. So now I'm with the invalids and cannot go and fight, sir. The doctor told me so, you know, of course it must be right, sir. While I was there, a host of chaps for reasons were exempted. Old Percy, he was laid aside, to pass he had attempted. The doctor said, I do not like your corporosity, sir. You'll breed a famine in the camp, wherever you might be, sir. So now I'm with the invalids and cannot go and fight, sir. The doctor told me so, you know, of course it must be right, sir. There came a fella mighty tall, a knock-kneed overgroaner. The doctor said, I ain't got time to take and look you over. Next came along a little chap who was about 2 foot nothing. The doctor said, you better go and tell your mom you're coming. So now I'm with the invalids, cannot go and fight, sir. The doctor told me so, you know, of course it must be right, sir. Some had the tickadoolaroo, some what they call brown critters, and some were lank and lazy too, and some too fond of bitters. Some had cork legs and some one eye, with backs deformed and crooked. I bet you'd laugh till you had cried to see how deep they look at me. But now I'm with the invalids, cannot go and fight, sir. The doctor told me so, you know, of course it must be right, sir. That's the story of the Invalid Corps. Thank you. All right, now we're going to whip out yet another weapon, yet another instrument here. Let me get out the old harmonica. Roger and I are going to do some sort of harmonica fiddle duet of some kind. We're going to do a couple of songs for you and jam them together kind of as a medley. We're going to do, again, this gets back to the minstrel show, a song well known by people who attended the minstrel shows. We call it nowadays Turkey in the Straw is the melody. And then we're going to go into the Yellow Rose of Texas, and in this case, not the Yellow Rose of Texas that the old time bands play, but the old Mitch Miller, sing along with Mitch, the regular melody originally of the Yellow Rose of Texas. So here we go. You ready, Maestro? Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. We appreciate you bearing with us. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Everybody doing okay? Anybody hurt?
Not yet.
Okay, Bobby. Out of this many people, that's not too bad. All right. We're gonna keep right on keeping on, right? That's the idea, Jenny?
Yes.
Jenny will give me some sort of signal. Probably the old naval distress signal from the back of the room if we're doing something wrong and we need to quit. But let's do, we're gonna do, Roger, I'll just use this instrument I've got in my hand here, if you don't mind. And we'll do, this is one of the fiddle tunes we know is of the period, and a good one to do. It's called Forked Deer. Here we go. Thank you very much. There were a lot of other ethnic groups, shall we say, a lot of Irish people had come to America in the decades prior to the Civil War, so you had a lot of people who were Irish, and I'm talking about so Irish that they had just barely got here. You know, they had spoke, if they spoke English at all, they would speak it with a heavy accent and so on. And a lot of German people, thousands of people, especially in the Northern Army, were of German descent. There was an entire corps, some 4,000 or 5,000 men who were largely German in the Army of Potomac. The officers would give orders in German. I mean, that was their language, you know. A lot of them didn't speak English at all. But anyway, tons of various ethnic groups were represented in the Confederate and Union armies. I'm going to do a song right now about one of the Irishmen, and this is a sad song, unfortunately. It did not go well for the man who's the subject of this song, but it's called Pat Murphy of the Irish Brigade. Said Pat to his mother, "It'll look strange to see brothers fighting in such a queer manner, but I'll fight till I die if I never get killed for America's bright starry banner." Far away in the west rode a dashing young blade, and the song he was singing so gaily, 'twas honest Pat Murphy of the Irish Brigade, and the song of the splintered shillelagh. Well, morning broke soon, and poor Patty awoke. he found rebels to give satisfaction, and the drummer was beating the devil's sad tune. They were calling the troops into action. Far away in the west rode a dashing young blade, and the song he was singing so gaily, 'twas honest Pat Murphy of the Irish Brigade, and the song of the splintered shillelagh. The day after battle, the dead lay in heaps, and Pat Murphy lay bleeding and gory, with a hole in his breast where some enemy's ball had ended his passion for glory. Far away in the west rode a dashing young blade, and the song he was singing so gaily, 'twas honest Pat Murphy of the Irish Brigade, and the song of the splintered shillelagh. That's Pat Murphy of the Irish Brigade. Sorry it was such a sad ending. That's the way it goes, I guess. Roger, let's do Arkansas Traveler. Why don't we? Is that okay?
That would be just fine. I'll send this one out to my lovely wife, who I think is listening in.
All right.
She was hoping to hear Pat Murphy.
Well, she heard it. That was her special
That was
request.
hers.
That's Amy. She doesn't have to remain nameless. That's right. That's our good Amy. All right. Arkansas Traveler. We talk about, once again, back to the minstrel shows, and there was a whole routine associated with this tune. They had a skit where one guy asked the other one real corny jokes like, where does this road go? I've been living here all my life and never seen it go anywhere, you know. And you've been living here all your life? Well, not yet. You know, that sort of thing. This went on, and eventually, and the idea was that the traveler only knew part A of Arkansas Traveler. The homesteader, excuse me. And then eventually it came to be known that the traveler walking down the road, he knew part B. He said, well, hand me the fiddle, and he did part B, and they lived happily ever after. Anyway, this is another song that Roger does so well, Arkansas Traveler. 2,
say hey again to, let's see, Eddie Lawson. He's listening in. Wanted to tell everybody that y'all are doing good. Always glad to hear Tim's voice. And also, once again, Jordan Nance was listening in. Bobby Wayne Manring listening in. And right now, also Betty, his wife, they're listening in. And Mona Joe is here. She's here with her fine group, and they're going to take over right after the 12 o'clock news, which I think today's going to last about 10 minutes, so we'll have a break at the top of the hour. Right now, though, I'm going to say, Tim Chadwick, we have about 3 minutes in which to do one song or so. And I would like to once again thank so much, coming kind of at the last minute, the Laurel Hill String Band, who has done a great job as usual, and I really appreciate y'all.
Well, thank you very much. This will probably be a good one to end on. This, without a doubt, this is not disputed. The soldier's favorite song. When you think about it, it makes sense. It would be their favorite song, Home Sweet Home. Mid pleasures and palaces, though we may roam, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. A charm from the sky seems to have us there. We see through the world is never with elsewhere. Home, home, sweet, sweet home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Home, home, sweet, sweet home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Oh, what a wonderful time we've had today. I just want to tell the folks who might be here for the first time right as we get up to 12 o'clock. This is the Saturday morning merry-go-round broadcast live on the Voice of the Blue Ridge, WPAQ, each and every Saturday. So if you're a first-time guest and you want to tune us in after you go back to wherever you live, you can find us on the internet. That there internet on the World Wide Web, www.wpaq740.com. And with that, we'll send things back to you, Bob King, for the news, and we'll be back with more music coming up here for part 2 of today's program, featuring Mona Joe and friends. You're listening to the Voice of the Blue Ridge, WPAQ 740 on the AM dial and FM 106.7. I'm assuming nobody can see that now.
You doing okay?
See you, Roger.
Ever muted? Muted? You need to do that, right? We can find, okay. Was it at? You got it? We got time. Yeah, we still have, probably still have 6 minutes. 6 minutes. That's right here.
Yeah, moving however you want. You got nine? Hey, I don't feel like we're muted. 2, 4, 6, 9, and 12. Are they all muted? The button that says mute. Yeah, no, I'm just now plugging it in, but is everything else muted?
This is live. Bill, you know where the stand is?
You want to stand in the bathroom side? I just don't want, I don't want to go back to the.
Yeah, that's a strong one.
Please don't trip up this cord.
The healthiest state for smoking. That don't make sense, does it? North Carolina? No, I know which one it is. I just got that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Watch it forward. I got yours back there. Will this be in your way? This forward? Sure, okay. Roger, are you leaving? Yeah, I just want to make sure. Thank you so much. Thank you. If they'd had to hear me again one more week. No. Unmute them. 2, 4, 6, 9, and 12. There we go. Might have to come way down now.
Thank you. You want down some Let's move it down. Is this good where it is or no? This is too low. You said it kind of soft. Well, maybe they're over here. And then if you choose one of these, you stand for the back. But they're expensive. They're great lines. Made in America. We know. What brand? Your trumpet lab. No, you can stay. That's why it's worked so good down here. I will. Don't worry. I'm here for myself. I'll run up here. That's why.
Raise your hand or something, and I'll be close.
I don't want nobody to fall over.
No, I won't be able to do it.
Does that mean I take food?
Whichever way you want.
Does that mean I take food?
Oh, yeah, don't push it. Okay. Okay, now look, if he starts talking, because I'm alone, if I go like this, we're on, okay? Because I'm going back there, I'm gonna be back there, but I'm probably not be back there until I start. So if I do this, let's go ahead and try something. Anything 30 seconds worth.
That's my dad. Dad used to play with that, and that's me. That was a bluegrass that was across. Across
Well, no, Mama Joe's back, I'm gonna be way down like that. So just follow back.
we running back and forth.
I think Mary's listening. Mary's listening.
Oh, really?
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Kind of sounds nice. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is me fiddling, and you only no singing. And thank you so much, Bob King. And right now, we are coming to you here at the Earl Theater, home of the Old Time Music Heritage Hall. Also home to WPAQ's Saturday morning merry-go-round. And these folks on the stage still getting their stuff together here, but we're going to be back with some more great bluegrass gospel music here in just a moment. And give us just a minute to, before you, don't take it back, Bob, we'll hold it right here. But I'm going to go to the back and check to see about the levels of everything that we have. So right now, we're going to go ahead and tell you that if we didn't get on the weather forecast, that's okay. We're going to do it at the bottom of the hour. We want to make mention of these sponsors for the first hour of the program, and that is Price Power Equipment over in Elkin, North Carolina. And also don't forget the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Also, we want to recognize Knee Deep in Bluegrass. That's on the air over WPAQ each week. And in the 12 o'clock hour, as we get things started once again, we will have a word from Mayberry Motor Inn. If you're in and around the area and you need a wonderful place to stay, Mayberry Motor Inn, that is the place for you to put your loved ones up. So, put them up, we don't mean it like that. We just mean a place for them to stay, and it's a great hotel. Air-conditioned rooms, of course, they've got internet there, and they have a beautiful place where a lot of times folks play outside. Mayberry Days is coming up, just a couple of weeks away, can't believe it. Actually, not this coming up weekend, but the following, and we're excited about that. Any folks gonna be back for Mayberry Days that are here in the theater audience again? Okay, you'll be back. Well, we'll be here, Lord willing, we'll be here on the merry-go-round that week as well. So, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and go back to more music with our special guests, Mona Joe and friends. Let's make them feel welcome.
We'll start out with, Lost Road Blues. Yeah, I think which one to we're dedicating our portion of the show to Bobby Wayne and Betty Manring, and, so we'll go ahead and, let me introduce the band real quick. Right here on Dobro, Mr. Tom Costner, glad to have Tom. On the fiddle, Bill Long, glad to have Bill with us today. And over here on the guitar, Wiley Stanford. How do you do, Mr. Wiley? And back here on bass, Smiling Mike Jones. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm so used to everybody knowing who she is, I forget to say anything. And from Knoxville, North Carolina, the queen of the banjo, Mona Joe Bridget.
Okay, what you got? Let's do a little of that.
We'll do, how about the Great Specklebird?
That's a good one, that's all right. Great Speckled Bird, yeah.
one, y'all, gospel song. How about that? It's a good blood going on.
Yes, it is.
Well, I woke up this morning feeling fine. I woke up with heaven on my mind. I woke up with joy in my soul. For I knew my Lord had control. Well, I knew I was walking in the light. For I fell on my knees in the night. And I really feel the Lord gave me a sign. And now I'm feeling mighty fine. Yes, I'm feeling mighty fine. I've got heaven on my mind. Don't you know? Where milk and honey flow, there's a light that always shines down inside this heart of mine. I've got heaven on my mind, and now I'm feeling mighty fine. Well, I'm walking with Jesus all the time. We're walking in darkness we climb. We're traveling that road up to the sky. For I know I'll live when I die. He's telling me all about that land. And he tells me that everything is great. And he says that all will be mine. And now I'm thinking mighty fine. Yes, I'm feeling mighty fine. I've got heaven on my mind. Don't you know I'm gonna go where you can honey flow? There's a light that always shines down inside this heart of mine. I've got heaven on my mind, and now I'm feeling mighty fine. Thank y'all.
All right.
Okay, all right, can you sit down?
Go ahead there.
All right.
Come in.
This
My soul, a story that I know is true. It's my road that lives in Georgia, with a hair of gold. It's our only chance to fight.
Good wins. See y'all, but
Oh,
you win.
yeah, I too.
Music here, and one of the things that I did not get to play on my program on Thursday was Mona Joe's song that she recorded with Ronnie Stoneman, the late Ronnie Stoneman, who, if you folks follow Hee Haw, we got a big Hee Haw fan out on the airwaves. Oh, he's way far away, Chicago Bob. He loves Hee Haw. And I just should have told him, and on Thursday, please be listening, please be watching, but thank goodness for YouTube, he might be able to go back and watch it again if I call him, because she was a friend of Ronnie Stoneman and also recorded with her. We have that at WPAQ, request it if you so choose. And right now, speaking of WPAQ, we need to stop things down here at the Earl and send them back to the radio station. And Bob, if you don't mind, I guess what we should do is do a Mayberry Motor Inn, and then also the weather forecast, and then send it back. And since there's only one of me, we will go ahead and break again at the quarter hour at 12:45. So right now we'll send things back to you, Bob King, a quick look at weather, if possible, and also hear a word from our friends at Mayberry Motor Inn, and then we'll be back with more music from Mona Joe and Friends on the Saturday morning merry-go-round right after this.
We need more of that.
Thank you so much, Bob King. If you're just tuning in or just joining us, Mona Joe and friends are with us for this second portion of the merry-go-round. We also want to thank the Laurel Hill String Band for part one of today's program. Did a great job. Roger Stanford, Tim Chadwick, former host of the merry-go-round for many, many years before my time here. I appreciate those folks as well. And also you, Bob King. I want to say a word now about our friends at Mayberry Motor Inn. That is Mayberry Motor Inn. They're located on Highway 52, right across from Aunt Betty's Restaurant, and also right across from the Mayberry Mall. And if you are coming in and need to a place to stay at in the Granite City, or maybe you're here for Mayberry Days, which is coming up in just a short amount of days, you can stay at the Mayberry Motor Inn, all on one level, no steps, no elevators. You walk right into your room from the main level there. And it's a beautiful, beautiful hotel. Tim White told us that, so we know it's true. And if you know Tim White, you know he knows all about Mayberry Days, so he's here about every year with his group right here at the Earl Theater. Right now, we want to go right back to our special guest for this portion of today's program. That's Mona Joe and friends. And let's do this, if it's okay with you, we're going to do about three numbers and then take another break.
a gospel song. And, we'll do it.
It's a sweet and wondrous thought that comes to me. I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. Jesus saved my soul from death, and now I'm free. I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. In eternity, I'll live on. I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. In eternity, I'll live on. While my body slumbers in the cold, cold grave, I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. In my home with Jesus to the judgment day, I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. In eternity, I'll live on. I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. In eternity, I'll live on. When this world's on fire and darkness veils the sun, I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. In my home with Jesus to the sun, I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. In eternity, I'll live on. I'll live on, yes, I'll live on. In eternity, I'll live on.
Since Jenny mentioned my song, I think we'll go ahead and do that. And, I'll do it for my granddaughter. She came with me today, Kenzie. She helps me a lot. It goes with me places that I don't wanna go by myself. Okay, we're gonna do the song I wrote, my Bible, and my old banjo. In this world today we have our stress. Seems every way we turn we have a test. But God wants us to lay our burdens down. He will surely turn our life around. My Bible and my old banjo, they give me peace and comfort, yes I know. I take them with me everywhere I go. My Bible and my old banjo.
original song there, my Bible and my old banjo. That's, you wrote that, didn't you, Mona Joe?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a wonderful song. So right now we have played our 3 numbers there. We're gonna send things back to you, Bob King, for another good word from the Mayberry Motor Inn. Be sure and tell them if you're over there that Jenny and all the folks at the merry-go-round appreciate their sponsorship. Everybody here at WPAQ as well. We'll be back with more music from Mona Joe and Friends right after this.
Bobby Wayne's listening in, he said to check it. He asked you if you were the, you know, it's something crazy. Are you the only hee-haw honey left? Yes, okay.
Thank you so much, Bob King. I want to tell you about this, that because we're in the festival season, everything changes. Each group, it seems like every time I'm having to go back and think about this. If you ever look on the website and you see one group and then you get here and you think, I did not know that was what she said, or that wasn't what she said. Well, it's because sometimes we have cancellations. And we have another cancellation for next Saturday. But as far as I know, the Java Brothers will be here. That's Ralph Barrier's group, and they're very, very good. They're from over in Roanoke, Virginia. They'll be joining us next week. And then on Mayberry Days, we'll be here for the merry-go-round once again with Leftover Biscuits and Crystal Creek. So if you're here and you're thinking about, well, I would like to go to Mayberry Days, call the Arts Council, 336-786-6111. That's wrong again. Jenny started to give the radio station telephone numbers, 336-786-7998, or look it up at surreyarts.org if you want to know more about Mayberry Days and all the festivities that take place in and around that. So with that, we'll go ahead and turn things back over to our special guests here, Mona Joe and Friends. And at this time, Mona Joe, I'll go back to the back and we're going to go ahead and play till the top of the 1 o'clock hour before we take another break.
Okay, thank you, Jenny.
That ain't 12 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I made it sound like they was gonna play until like this evening. No, they have a movie this evening, by the way. Is it Downton Abbey? Jason, give me a thumbs up. Downton Abbey is the Earl feature for this evening, and it is a PG-rated movie. So if you're into Downton Abbey, they say the final one, but you know, in show business, we're not so sure about that, if it's ever, I don't know. But anyways, that's the Earl feature here, and you can also find out the movie times by going to surreyarts.org, and they'll have a link there, I believe, to tell you the movie times here at the historic Earl Theater. Right now, back to our special guest, Mona Joe and Friends.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna get Mike up here to do, Prayer Bells of Heaven.
My request from this Easter and the people.
We're doing it for Denise Easter. She loves his song.
Now while we are living in this world of care, many a burden that we have to bear, but there's a friend that knows right here. Everything is wonder.
Well, okay. Hopefully break my cake over. Okay, we're gonna do a gospel medley too while he's reaching there. We'll go ahead and do it. All right. We like these feel good songs, don't we? Okay. From the burden of sin, there's power in the blood, there's power in the blood. There's wonderful power in the blood. Power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There's power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Somebody when life is over, I'll fly away to on God's distant shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, I'll fly away. So aimless, I wouldn't let my dear Savior go. Then Jesus came like the night. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, so inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. While I was singing, somebody touched me. While I was singing, somebody touched me. Singing.
told you to do. What you doing, John?
We're gonna try the Maiden's Prayer. Tom Custer on the double.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes. I am not moving as fast as I once did. I want to tell you folks here at the top of the hour, that if you're listening in on the radio, that Patrick didn't get to make it over today, our sound man, but that's okay. We hope everything is good with you, Patrick, and hope to see you next week. Also, Jason has great popcorn out in the lobby of the Earl Theater, where Downton Abbey is the feature for the weekend. And you can step out there and get you some popcorn or a drink if you need to on your way out of the theater today. And also, I'd like to thank the Arts Council, always provides such a wonderful venue for us here for the merry-go-round. And right now, the time is 1 o'clock. We're going to take a real quick break. Don't anybody go anywhere. Don't touch those radio dials. Keep them tuned right here to the Voice of the Blue Ridge. We're just going to send things back to the theater. No, we're at the theater. We're going to send things back to the radio station and have a quick look at the weather forecast. And then we'll be back with more music from Mona Joe and Friends right after this.
Doing good.
We used to have a radio back there, and it's probably still back there, but I usually don't do it.
Y'all have a good time out there today. Nobody ever talks to you. We're glad you're here.
Yeah. Great audience.
Thank you so much, Bob King, and right now I want to tell you folks about the wonderful business located right across the street here from the Earl Theater, and that is Mayberry Music Center. Mayberry Music Center, owned and operated by the Easter family, and they'd like to invite you to stop in and check out their great selection of all kinds of instruments. They've got acoustic and electric guitars, bass guitars, mandolins, fiddles, banjos, trumpets, saxophones, clarinets, flutes, and much, much more. And there at Mayberry Music Center, they do feature the Blue Ridge guitar, and they're the authorized Blue Ridge guitar dealer here in the Mount Airy area. They always give a $100 discount off the suggested retail price of their Blue Ridge guitars as well. And when you stop by, you'll oftentimes find them jamming there in the music store. I get tongue twisted because also people think sometimes I'm joking. I also own a music store, and it's this way. So when you're saying things and you want to say the name of yours, not on purpose, it just sometimes come out that way. So I have to watch my paper right here. Anyways, so Mayberry Music Center, our friends from the Easter family, they are over there right now, and they do such a great job. And they can tell you all about the Easter Brothers mural. They can tell you all about the Easter Brothers music. And if you're not familiar with their music, you need to go and find out about it. And that is Mayberry Music Center, located right across the street from the historic Earl Theater. When you're over there, if you don't see what you're looking for, please ask them, because chances are they can order it for you and have it in just a couple of days. And you'll also find their great music, bluegrass gospel music from the Easter Brothers. Now let me tell you about their hours. They're open Tuesday through Friday from 10 until 4, and on Saturdays from 10 until 3. Always closed on Sunday. That is Mayberry Music Center, historic Main Street in downtown Mount Airy, bringing you this final half hour of the merry-go-round today. And with that, we're going to send things back over to the stage here for Mona Joe and friends.
Thank you, Jenny. When we were talking about anniversaries and all, I just want to say, me and my husband been married 57 years. He's my first and my last. Thank you. You know what I told him? I said, I'm going to give you about 30 or 40 more years, and if you don't straighten up, I'm kicking you to the curb. We're going to do a little song, Love You Wonder, in memory of Raymond Fairchild. He made this thing. Let's do it, It's Mona Joe and Friends now, but when this is over, I don't know what we're gonna be called. They tried to confuse me up here.
Well, she's a pretty good boss lady. All right. On the east side of town, at the foot of the hill, stands a chimney so tall it says, there's a God mill. And there's no smoke at all coming out of the stack, since the mill has shut down and it ain't coming back. And the only sound I hear is the crying of the wind as it flows through the town. Weave and spin, weave and spin. There's no children at all in the narrow empty streets, since the loops have shut down. It's so wide I can't sleep, and I'm too old to live, but I'm too young to die. Tell me, where will I go now, my family and I? And the only sound I hear is the crying of the wind as it blows through the town. Weave and spin, weave and spin. Yes, the mill has shut down, was the only life I knew. Tell me, where will I go? Tell me, what will I do? And the only sound I hear is the crying of the wind as it blows through the town. Weave and spin, weave and spin.
Get Smiling Mike back up here. And do a little song, Acid of Love. Come on up here.
Johnny and Jack, or Jim and Jessica, both.
How about Smiling Mike?
Hey, she said, oh, that's nice. You make dead my baby cries. I love you so, there's no doubt. And she's in love with my bird. But love like that in your eyes has gone out of my sunrise. You said goodbye and my heart bled. I can't revive our love is dead. Hey, she's a oh, that's nice. You make me dead, I make cries. I love you long. There's in Kentucky, beneath the beautiful harvest moon. And I was the boy that Kentucky put it on. As I sit here alone in the I can see your smiling face, and I long for your embrace, and that beautiful Kentucky
He likes me too. Okay. Train 45. picture of the Doe Grove here, home sweet home. Yeah, they did that. Oh, you'll do that? Come do that. He will do that Tim White song, 5 Pound Possum, come on.
Thanks to Tim White and awesome song. We'll have those two.
We'll eat good this evening. Go down the side road. See if I can find it.
I'm gonna turn it around.
All right, turn it. When my children are hungry, I'm talking alone. I'm out of job now, so I'm just driving. What's the fire at the sundown, when the mile of light? I got 5 pounds of possum in my head tonight. I got 5 pounds of possum in my head tonight. If I could run it over and make me alright, I have a possum ready. I got 5 pounds.
drug over, make me alright, but that must be you. Say, I got 5 pounds of muscle in my stomach, but 5 pounds of muscle in my tonight. We can play this and all.
Okay. Up here, well, let's do a little bit of Jesus hold my hand. After that, we'll keep it a little bit upbeat. As I travel through this world, there is a friend who walks with me. Leads me safely through the thickets, and that is the fire out of the way. This would be no very glory, stay up with you, just like that. For I need thy light, guide me, my blessed Jesus, oh my head. When I feel in prayer, I hope that you better bless you, Jesus, oh my head. Let me travel in the light divine that I may see the blessed way. Keep me that I may be holy, God sing redemption song someday. I so brave and true, never burn me take your stand. As I word go and daily, the blessed Jesus, oh my head. Jesus on my head, I need thee, yeah. Protect me by thy power. Lead me oh, down when I kneel in prayer, I hope that you bear blessed Jesus, hold my hand. When I wander through the valley, for the Savior of the sun, lead me safely to the land of rest, if a crown of life I've won. I have put my faith in thee, dear Lord, and I have reached the golden star. Whom can you be, blessed Jesus, hold my hand. Jesus, hold my hand. I need thee. Protect me by thy power. Hear my trouble, oh
Great job, our special guests, Mona, Joe, and friends. It has really been a pleasure. All you folks have a safe and great rest of your weekend, and we look forward to seeing y'all again real soon.
Thank you.